Hey, hello, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Exercise Show. Today we're hanging out a little bit. I'm gonna be doing some retopology on that that revamped character model. If you have any questions, let me know. We're using 3D Code, and hopefully, man, like it would be so cool if we could get into Blender at some point, which we will. So stay tuned for that. If you have any ideas or you have any questions about tutorials, anything like that, please let me know in the comments or leave me a message on Discord. And if you normally watch me and you just look, it's all good. You don't have to interact. But let's see what we could do. Let's see if we could jump in here and get some fun stuff happening. Let's get some polygons going, guys. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Let's go. Let's go right to it. Okay, here we are. So this is 3D Code. 3D Code is a really nice program where you could do sculpting like ZBrush, right? It's very ZBrush like, right? So if you ever wondered, like, you want to get you want to go legit, you want to go legit and you want to get some like a ZBrush type program that's not as expensive, 3D Code is the way to go. And 3D Code has like a lot of extra features in here. Okay, so what you're seeing me doing here, I'm right here in the retopo room, and the retopo room has these quads, these low res polygons that you could make over on top of your high resolution sculpt. And game engines need like a slightly lower res optimized, I wouldn't call it low res, but more optimized model in order for it to run properly. And that's what I'm doing here. So I figured, hey, let me hang out with you guys and let's check out some little bit of retopoing in here. There's a bunch of different tools in here in 3D Code. It may look confusing. It's not very confusing. I would explain it. This section right here in 3D Code, it's for, hold on, let me turn this background music down a little bit. Okay, so this section right here, guys, this is the polygroups. So the polygroups are these low resolution polygons that we're making using a tool called this add or slash split polygon tool. There's a bunch of tools over on this side, and the tools are what you use to create the mesh that the game engine could accept, right? The good thing about using a high sculpting is that you can get like fine details in here. This model, I could have basically modeled this in Blender, but using 3D Code has something called voxels, which is very kind of free form and allows you to kind of treat everything like clay. Like if you buy Play-Doh or something, or even like traditional clay. Okay, and this other section right here is the actual model, is the actual sculpt, what they call a sculpt tree, right? So this is the actual, if I turn this off, you'll see, that's the actual high resolution sculpt. So yeah, so this is what we got. So if I could go into sculpt mode and just sculpt strictly on here, or you could go into retopo room. These tabs here is different rooms up here. You could go into retopo room and actually build a game mesh, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build a game mesh. You could use this technique in Blender if you like using Blender, but you could also check out 3D Code. It's you could download it free and test it out. It's not free, you had to pay for it, but it's not as expensive as, say, like ZBrush. Okay, so I'm gonna apply like a nice shader on this. I made several shaders. I made like a red one so I could sculpt it kind of ZBrush like. I made a blue one so you could see like a lot of like little imperfections and stuff like that. And I made a yellow one. I wonder what the yellow one would look like if we apply retopo. Okay, I think this looks pretty cool. So let's go with this. So I'm gonna use this tool section right here, and the tools I'm gonna use is the add slash split polygon tool, right? That's this one here, and then there's another one called the quads tool, which allows you to create quads. So I'm gonna use the first one, which is add split, so you could add it polygon by polygon. Check it out, guys. So I'm clicking right here, click over there, right? Actually, hold on, let's go back a bit. Okay, so I'll do like that. See, it made a polygon right there. I have to connect my polygon, right? So I'm gonna you see, and you can use the split the polygon. So I'm gonna zoom in here a bit, all right? And I'm just gonna add like some big ones. Okay, and then I'm gonna split the big ones into smaller ones so that it connects with the other edges in the low res. Okay, so if you're doing this kind of thing, the things to look for is this, right? When you normally do retopology or you're even doing polygon modeling, you're looking for something called edge flows. So an edge flow, I'll explain it by showing you exactly what it is. So you see this line that I have here, the seam on the model? Right, so you want like a strip of polygons to kind of follow this, and you see how it kind of curves here? You want a strip of polygons to more or less kind of curve the way that that seam is. It allows for better animation, but because this is a hard surface model, I don't have to follow that rule. Because when you deal with a hard surface, it doesn't bend or it doesn't deform, so you don't need to follow along edges and all that sort of stuff. But I still do it just out of habit. I like to kind of stick with one way or the other, but it's good to know that you don't have to follow edges with with hard surfaces. The important thing about hard surfaces is actually capturing the highest details in the most efficient way. So you could use the least amount of squares to represent a face or an edge. Hey, ex Nikki, How are you doing today? Yeah, that's what she says. Ex Nikki likes to say wow a whole lot. Okay, so let's jump in here and let's get some of these. So you see, at the same with the same tool, I'm creating polygons and then I'm splitting the polygon in half. So that's why it's called the add slash split tool, because you're adding polygons and you could split them. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. And the brush size does, if you notice the size of the circle here, I adjust it because what's going on is that if the size of the brush allows you to select the different components. So if I make a bigger size, it'll kind of more or less, you know, select the components within that size. If I make smaller like that, you see you could select like the edges and that kind of thing. So they try their best to kind of keep things one way in 3D Code, right? So this is the most basic way to do retopology in 3D Code. There's more advanced ways. If you ever watch any of the previous streams, you would see me use a couple methods. Some methods are automatic, where 3D Code tries to create its own retopo mesh without you having to click and create these boxes. Okay, I'm going to use a quads tool because the quads tool is pretty quick. So what this does is that you could hover over an edge like this. Oh, wait a minute. Let's change the color of this guy because I'm realizing that you might not be able to see clearly. Let's try this blue. Let's go back. Oop, retopo. Oh yeah, this is much clearer, I think. All right, so with this quads, I could select this edge here, and I could go to one corner here and connect another corner there, and all of a sudden I get like a polygon. And it could also do n-gons, I think. Let's go, let's try. Oh, probably not. I think it can in the right circumstance, just not right now. Let's see here. Let's stick with the straightforward method. So right there, right there, right there. Collect. I make that up and select this right here, like so. All right. So see, like things go pretty quickly with that with this quads tool because it creates quads. So that's the two retopo tools I go between. There's also other methods. I'll show you one more other method to do a really nice retopo. It's a method where you could use strokes. That's what it's called right here, strokes. You click on that, And you could create this grid pattern and it will create the polygons according to what you draw. So I'll show you what I mean. So I want to make a strip of polygons on this side of the character. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw like an edge, like so. So this represents one row of polygons. And I'm going to draw another edge, like so. So that represents another row. And I'm gonna draw like, let's try for maybe 2 more, right? So I'll do, these edges are not lined up perfectly, but it's all good. Let's try another one. Oops, I'll just kind of Control Z that one. Let's do it a little bit better. Okay, right? And this one is pretty nice because you could knock out a whole swath of polygons. So I'm gonna go across this way now. Connect to that, kinda. Right, so you want some overlap with this. So I'm gonna do that with this here too. You know. The great thing about this program is they have multiple tools to achieve the same thing in different ways. So whichever way is the most comfortable for you. I think the people that created 3D Code, it's a company called Pillway. They did a really good job giving you different options. Okay, so you see I made like this grid, and if I press enter now, bam, all of a sudden it makes like a whole swath of like polygons right there, and that's pretty cool. Now I could go back to my add split, and if I right click on it, I can move the points over if I want to. I could also add more polygons. Like I'm going to add some polygons right here, like so. Okay, so this is another thing. So remember I talked about that edge flow. So you want to keep some of these edges along to represent the edge of seams in your character. So I'm just gonna just tweak, you know, you could just move, you could tweak. Also, there's another tool that does a whole swath in one go, and I think it's called a brush. So if I come here and I select that brush, let's see. Yeah, it will just select a whole, like you could select like a whole swath of these polygons and just kind of brush them like you would a like you would a cat or a dog, right? Just kind of like make them look neater by doing a whole bunch at once. And when I mean neater, this is what I mean, okay? When I mean neater, I mean like this, in this area here, you kind of want each square to be somewhat equal in terms of size and that kind of thing. Okay, guys, so how are we going to deal with this thing here? Ideally, like what I like to do is to think about what it actually needs to represent this circular piece right here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go back to my add split right there. Right, I'm gonna move this out of the way for now. Right, let's just gonna push these down, and I'm gonna represent like a low res strip of polygons that can make like a circle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and then I like to figure out like how they connect. Right, it's a little scary, but hey, you just gotta go, right? Let's do that, right? So I say like, you know, like these 3 represents this one area, and you want to keep things as simple as possible. If you do too much stuff here, it makes, you know, things start to feel a little too complex. I'm gonna press F on my keyboard with the cursor here, and what it does, it brings focus to that point where my cursor was. So now when I rotate, it rotates only on that area. Okay, there we go. So that's starting to look pretty smooth. So I'm just gonna bring this over. Let's just take a look. All right. We want to keep this simple, so you want to strip like that. Now I think there is another brush that allows you to draw like strips in whatever direction your cursor is in. But for now, we're not gonna go and add another tool. We're gonna stick with those 3 or 4 tools that we've been using. Okay. Yeah, I think this has to represent this has to have more polygons to it. Okay. And you just kind of get kind of like the general gist, and then you could go ahead and we could really even this out and make it like look like a real circle, right? Right. Alright, so that's I'm gonna use the quads tools just to go a little quicker. The quads kind of keep it going, right? And you could move these quads like so. Okay. Okay. Da, 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 da. I'm not really paying attention to like, you know, what I'm doing right here. So now I am. Okay, so let's pay attention. So I'm just gonna link this up. It's kind of like you want something like that. Now we could try to address how this is supposed to be. So I think this should go on the very edge. Right. What needs to happen is that I'll show you what needs to happen here. Let's do that. Okay, we need a split in the middle, like where the seam is right there. So I'm gonna move that across. Alright, so it's just about moving and kind of massaging. It's very zen-like when you're doing retopos, but it's so cool to see the everything work in the with the final 3D model. Okay, so we have one here, we have one here. Bring that over there. Okay, so with this, I kind of suspected that I would need like an extra split in here. I think that might be the better way to go. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something like this. Bring that over a bit. Let's go ahead and split these split a row here like this. No, I think there is a way where you could just split from one end to the next and split like a whole row without having to go click 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 click. But for now, we're not gonna get that deep into this. I'm just gonna just add that in there like that. Okay, so we got that like this. Okay, that's probably feeding into here. Okay, let's just go ahead. I'm just 1000. This model here is a high resolution model made up of like over how many? I think it's over how many triangles is this? I think it's over 300 million triangles. So I think it's I think it's over 300 million triangles in this, and you know, the game engine can't really handle that. Like no game, even Unreal can't handle like 300 million triangles all at once. I think they have like something where they do dynamic tessellation and different things, but still, it's still pretty heavy, right? Especially for a main character. But it's perfect for like when you want to sculpt. So for sculpting, yeah, you got a high resolution, and then you do a low resolution retopo approximation, and that's what I'm doing. Got a low resolution model. So if I hide the guy, you'll see the model that I'm building. So I'm gonna hide the guy here. So see, it's like doing polygon modeling right there. It's very cool. 3D Code has many different tools. Right now I'm doing it the old-fashioned, simple way. So basically I'm teaching about edge flow and that kind of thing, and optimization for games. Yeah. Okay guys, I'm gonna come across here. Alright. Now this is how I made these strips of polygons right here to kind of hug this seam right here. That's kind of what you're looking for a little bit. But I think like this, I need another strip right here. Normally I would leave that like that, but because I'm trying to make like a slightly higher res version of the low res guy that we already have, I want to make a slightly better one, so I'm gonna add another strip here. Alright, to me this feels a little wasteful, but it'll make for a nicer low resolution game model. And I think the game engine can handle a few extra polygons. Just move this down here. So whenever I move around, whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, you gotta like try to even out your polygons a bit. So this is what I mean. I'll show you. Oh, what's going on here? Hold on, guys. Oh. All right, yeah. So this is what I'm doing here. So if you look, let's see here. So if you look at these two polygons, they look the same, right? But it kind of looks the same. But what I'm looking at is that this one here is a lot smaller than this one. And so what I would like to do is to move this point somewhat in the middle, just eyeball it a bit, and then move this somewhat in the middle, so that these two squares look kind of the same, and or are evenly divided. You don't need to do that, because for these kinds of hard surface models, but it just looks nicer. And just in case if you want to do any kind of special effects or special animation, everything is already nicely evened out. Okay. Okay, so see, I would like a split here representing this area. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in here and just make a quad and just kind of watch and see how that falls. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, so I would love this to be split here and meet this part up here. So the thing about doing this kind of thing, sometimes you might end up making a triangle. So right now I'm trying to keep everything as squares. Let's just zoom out here and take a look. I may need to make a triangle just for now. So I'm gonna make a triangle real. Yeah, I'm gonna actually, let's see here. Thinking about this, guys. Okay, I'm gonna make a triangle for now. Right there. You see, I split that and I have a triangle in here. It's okay. Just to, so I could get that split there, and we can always come back later and solve this triangle. What I mean by that, sometimes you could do like an extra cut to kind of keep everything as quads, right? Quads are nicer to deal with, because whenever you do any kind of animation with quads, it just looks a whole lot better. There's less deforming. It doesn't deform in a weird way. Okie dokie, I think we're getting somewhere. Just gonna fill this up here real quick. All right, and as I go ahead, I'm moving my points so the edges kind of fall along the seams. This is what I think about. We do the same things with humans, just like how we do with this robot or any other object. Okay. All right, let's just zoom out of here for a minute. I'm just gonna take a look and just make sure this circle here is somewhat okay. All right, so there's a whole bunch of tools in here, and you know, if I click some of these shortcuts to bring them up, they will look confusing. But basically, we've been using the add split tool here in 3D Code, which is the first one in the retopo room, and that's what you use to build your mesh. And then I used one here called the quads tool. I'll click on it, and it allows you to create quads really quickly. And then even the cooler one that I think a lot of you out there like is the strokes tool, where you could just draw a grid pattern and have it fill it up with polygons. Let's try the stroke tool one more time on a part right here. Okay, let's try the strokes tool on this part of the shoulder right here. Well, you don't have to, when you're doing this kind of stuff, say just draw a line where that edge is. You don't have to get it perfect. You just gotta get something happening, and you tend to figure things out as you go along. Okay. Okay, so you see, I just did that there, and I think that is fine. Now, this one's actually another strip alongside it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just do that right here. And I just stopped short. I didn't try to like do a whole big set at once. I just did as much as, you know, I think is okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a cross section right here. So that's not perfect, but it's you know, it's good enough. Let's do another one. Okay, let's do another one. And you know, one thing too, if you're doing this kind of stuff, you want to keep the polygons as big as you can. You don't want to make them too tiny, because then it'll be harder to have a proper mesh, right? So see like how this is. It's not perfect, but it's a grid. I'm gonna hit enter now and have it build. See, now it just built that whole section. And now you could come in, remember that brush tool? And I could just make the brush a little bit bigger and just move the quad so that it looks even. Let's just do that real quick. Something like that. Now, 3D Code does have automatic tools that would just build the entire mesh by just a few prompts. But because this is the main character, I would like the topology to be a certain way. So that's why I'm doing it kind of by hand with the hand tools. I'm not doing it automatically. Now you could do a mix if you like, you know, you could try to do like an automatic one, see what it gives you, and then the parts where the automatic tool might fail, you could do it by hand. But we could do that in the next stream, guys. You know, we'll try some of the automatic tools to get things built really quickly. Okay, so you see I took this brush tool and I just kind of move the polygons around just to kind of make them look somewhat even and not have a whole bunch and not have some of them bunched together. And then I'm moving them so that they could cover a large area. Now I think there should be a strip right here. I'm gonna make it. Just move this across right here, like so. I think there needs to be a strip going on representing the seam right here. I'll show you guys another thing before we do that. And how do you make like this protrusion out of here? And you can do that by using extrude. So you could take this circular thing here and extrude it and have it make up this this part right here. And I'll show you guys how to do that here now. Okay, so I'm trying to even out my my polygons here. I think I might need an extra cut in here. Yeah, let's make another cut in here. All right, so to do that, I'll go back to the first tool, which is the add split. So I could split this one here because you know, want it a little more high resolution. In order to move the points, I'm right clicking. Okay, let's focus. Okay, so I'm gonna select this inner circle, and I'm gonna extrude it. So this is how you could select stuff in 3D Code. Go to the select path tool, and you can select like sections and it will make a path. You see the path is in pink. I'm going to select that inner thing there and drag that like that, and then press enter and select that outer edge. Now this outer edge is the part that we want to extrude inward. So in order to do that, I'm going to right click and see what options we got. There's an extrude here. Let's see if there's any other extrude. There's a free extrude. So there's many different extrudes in here. Let's try the free extrude, see what that gives us. Okay, I don't like that. Control Z. Let's right click again. And let's select this extrude. Okay, this extrude is better. Or is it? Hold on. Okay, let's undo that. Let's see what other things they have in here. I may not just want to extrude. Maybe something like an hold on here. Extrude, cut. Let's just see what they have. They have a list of stuff here. Extrude, split, collapse, edge, loop, edge, ring. Okay, that's what we got. There's a bevel. You don't need that now. The grid, split edge. Go back to free extrude. What did free extrude do? Is the free extrude already extruded? Is that? Yeah. Oh, okay. So we use free extrude. We just extrude that. All right. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the middle part here and just scale it in. It's kind of like Blender at this point, right? Like you could do that. Right. I'm gonna move this down so it's like that. Let's take a look, see where this lands. So you could already tell that my mesh is not perfect, right? By the way that's landing on there. It's all good. Okay. I'm going to adjust these points a little bit, so I'm going to go back into the first tool, which is the add split, and right clicking. I'm just going to drag these points, kind of the points, the edges that we just made, and I just drag these in, and then we're gonna finish the rest in a minute here. Oh, hold on. I don't know if you saw my answer, Mason. I'm teaching retopo and getting work done. Retopology. Okay, so let's leave this like this for now. I would like to select this. So there's actually a select tool in here, right? So you could click on that, and then there's these different things here to select. 6 bricks. Let's right click on this, and let's see here. Edge ring loop. Okay, that's to create edge ring loops. Edge ring loops is select sharp. Okay, let's go back to this path. This path select. So you go ahead and select this outer again. Yeah. It's kind of fun, but and there's another there's another Twitch streamer on here, and I was talking with her, and she says, you know what, I don't ever like to show myself doing retopo on Twitch. I was like, oh yeah. She was like, yeah, it's like watching paint dry. I was like, it's kind of like that. I mean, you could think if you're doing modeling too. I mean, sometimes when you're modeling and you're so close, it's almost the same thing. I think the more people in here and the more conversations and stuff, things go really quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead here and then extrude. I'm gonna do that free extrude again. All right, I'm gonna make this part here. All right, so that's that part. That's the part that's extruded. Let's right click on here and see what we have here. Okay, so there's a relax thing here. What does that do? Oh, look at that. Relax relaxes it. I love it. Let's try relax on the other circular parts of what we just did here. That's right. Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely, you got to think about other things. Yeah, that's for sure. And retopoing is a little monotonous. I wouldn't say it's completely monotonous because you do have to kind of think a little bit about where you place stuff. And what it does is, I think doing retopo kind of helps you with modeling. So if you like to do like polygon modeling, retopo helps you see things a certain way, right? Let's select go back here with part of the path select. I'm gonna press escape to deselect stuff. Oh, what do we, okay, is it deselecting? Oh, okay, I have to select, press escape. Okay, now I'm gonna select this group here, and then we're gonna do that relax. Cause that relax did a really nice job getting everything kind of almost in a circular. Press enter. Let's try. Let's see if we relax here. So okay, so relax is on the selected. Relax. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look what it is. Kind of screwed that part up there. That's okay. What else they have in here? So they have relax, rotate, extrude, collapse, edge ring, edge loop. Okay, let's hit that. Let's do that relax again. Wow, that relax really gets in there, and it's just like it really moves stuff around like that, huh? Okay, so in doing the relax, you could obviously see the flaws in the model that I have here. Right, it's not perfect when you get close up. It's all good. Okay, let's go back with that. On the tweak, there's a brush tool like above Nicky head there. Let's just use that brush tool and just move some things around. What character is this? This character here is the main character for the game Soul 3000. Have you? I think you've probably seen him already. This is the main character in the game. I'm doing a slightly updated version of the character. The character is a robot, and it's a suit that it's a robotic suit that the hero wears in the game. I'll zoom out so you could see what it is. Okay, guys, this is the character here. Let me put the cap on here and I'll show you guys what the character should look like with color and everything. Okay, let's go ahead and cap. I'm gonna go ahead and just move this, and we're gonna try to cap the top here. So I don't know about you, just to switch the topic up a little bit, just a little bit of a switch topic. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, how do you guys feel about, character creation? Is this something that you have a passion for? Do you like characters, or do you like machines and vehicles, or do you like plants? If you whichever one you like, let me know, in the comments below on YouTube. And of course, you could definitely come into the Discord and you could let me know, if you just watch me on Twitch. Or you could even leave a comment on the front page of my Twitch channel. You could say, hey X-Nick, I really like doing cars, and machinery. And I could get that. There's this game that I play called SnowRunner, and there's some cool vehicles in there, and I was like, man, it would be so cool to make a vehicle like that. Okay. Not perfect, but that'll have to do for now with this guy. Ah, that's very interesting, Mason. Is there any characters out there that are written in a way that you really like? Who's your favorite character in popular culture? Like, when you think of a really good character that you think works for you and that you like, is there a character out there that we know that, or we could look up that actually works for you? That's very insightful what you said. I would say it's like very interesting what you said there.
This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Okay, guys, we're gonna do another freeform extrude. I'm gonna squeeze that in. Gonna form a cap, and then we could actually form a cap. Okay, and then there's a cap. I believe there's a cap tool. Let's cap it and see what that does. Where is it, guys? Hold on. Cap. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna run a snap operation on the entire retopo mesh that we just in this mesh. So you could tell the program to kind of like re-snap stuff. Let's see what it does. Okay. So that's cool for now. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But what you could do, like once you have like most of this kind of retopoed, you could actually go in like with like a polygon model and fix things, you know, like I would totally fix this whole shoulder cap part here. That's what I would do. What's that, Mason? You don't really watch many modern media? Okay, that's fine. It's all good. Yeah, like I totally agree with you though. Your favorite character, the her specs from Pathology 2 or Pathologic 2, and the little prince from the Little Prince book. Oh, the Little Prince. Wait a minute. That Little Prince book. Is that the one about Baron Trump? Is that or is that something different? Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I know there's like this book out there about a little prince, right? A little child who's a prince and he's a baron, and his name is Trump, and it's like whoa, it's like draw parallels with a real person. It's a children's book. Okay, like the Pied Piper and that kind of thing. Oh, talking about children's book, okay, before we move on to that, the horoscopes from Pathologic 2, is that a game? Or is that a movie? Let's look that up, if you don't mind. Let's look that up real quick. Oh, it's that game. Okay, I've seen this game. Okay, so this character. Okay. Let's see who's the horse. The Haruspec. Haruspecs. Oh yeah, with the different character faces and stuff. Oh wow, I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't think I can remember this one. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember like you showed me like the different people and that kind of thing. Interesting. You know what? You're absolutely right. Like, if we're talking about characters, right? And like, oh, you brought up the children's book. You know what comes to mind? Yes, yes. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Check this out. You know what comes to mind? Have you ever heard of a book called The Wind in the Willows? It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole series of books. I don't know if they're for children. I think they're for children a little bit, but it's for adults also. It's a little more adult, maybe. Have you ever heard of The Wind in the Willows? That is like some of the best character stuff that I've ever like seen in like a storybook format. I think it's mostly English. If you haven't heard of it, it's all good. There's a character in there called Mr. Toad. Oh my gosh. And he has like this car that he likes and he's driving around, you know, he's a Toad character driving around in a car, and then there's who's in there? Mr. Badger and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's and they actually made a stop animation thing to do with that. Oh, you never heard of The Wind in the Willows? Yeah, check it out. There's a whole like animated, there's all kinds of animation, but the animation you're looking for is a stop motion one. I'll show you what it looks like. I think they probably try to make movies of this already. The Wind in the Willows. Oh my gosh. That's, yeah, with Mr. Mole and I think Ratty and, yeah, this is what you're looking for. There's a whole stop motion, and the stop motion is crazy. It's like really good. This is like some serious character building. The Little Prince also is for adults. Okay, it's a children book, but it has a lot of beautiful moments and thoughtful events that only adults would understand. Yeah, it's the same. Wow, the songs are along the same line. Let's look up that Little Prince book here real quick. You see, now this is some interesting stuff. So yeah, definitely character building. So what makes a character interesting is one of the things that I hold to myself is the character has to grow within the story. You know, they have to change a little bit. So seeing that change in the character, whether it be for good or bad. Oh wow, Little Prince. Wow, they have a whole bunch of different adaptations of it. Wow, look like they even have a, is that a stop motion version of it? Wow, that looks very cool. Yeah, it looks like they have a little stop motion thing here. Netflix, it's on Netflix. What? Yeah, definitely gonna have to check this out. Let's see if I could bookmark this real quick, guys. I wanna remember it so I could check it out. Wow, Mason, thanks for suggesting that. You know. Come on. Oh boy. Maybe like claymation. Yeah. Okay, so you check out The Wind in the Willows, and I'll check out The Little Prince. You don't have to, but you know I suggested it, so you know you can just take a look. Whoa. A timeless adventure. I'm just gonna bookmark this, guys. Hold on. I don't want to play. Do this for later. Okay, I'll check that later, guys. Oh, thanks again, Mason. Yeah, check out this one too, The Wind in the Willows. You get a kick out of it. It's pretty funny and it's pretty crazy. It's very English, and it reminds me of like my childhood. Okay, guys, so let's make some strips here, real quick. Character building. Yeah, that's definitely how you write for a character. One character in popular culture that a lot of people try to write for is Batman. The reason why I brought up Batman is because he's a fictional character, and I like comic books, guys. Like that was my jam growing up for sure. As a teenager, I try to draw through comics myself, and I try to make interesting characters. A matter of fact, some of the comic books I did growing up, I got away from the superhero thing and I started making comic books about just like people and stuff. At, at age 17, 18, I started like trying to make comic books about complex characters. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, you could look at the last stream before this one that's out there, and you would see me kind of show some of the characters and some of the comic books that I drew growing up in the 90s, believe it or not. Didn't think it was so far away. 90s sound like forever. I was like, whoa, in the 90s? Yeah. Okay. So this is where we have this section, this piece right there. And I think like with this program, you could select like what you already built here and you could copy it over to other parts, and it's a thing. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun, guys. We're gonna take a little break here from this, and before we go take a little break, I'm gonna show you guys what the colored character looks like if you haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen him. He's mostly green. I have different versions of him because there's different characters in the story of the game, right? And but for now we're focusing on just this one. So this here is a suit that the main character wears. The main character is a girl. Her name is Saint Karen, or just Karen, and she's kind of like she was a special ops person, and then she died, right? She died. She accepted Jesus as a Lord and Savior before she died, and she is awakened in a new world, a different world where Jesus actually reigns as king, and there's a battle going on. So I don't want to give away too much of it, because it's part of the game plot and all that sort of stuff, but that's the general premise. So this is a suit that she wears for participating in that battle. I'll be right back, guys. I hear my name calling. Be right back.
Hey, hang on, you guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, guys, I got a split So, hey Mason, thanks for coming in and saying hello and hanging on, telling me about that such cool story. I gotta check that out. Definitely, it's gonna be a night where I pop some popcorn with my, and watch that with my wife. That's gonna be a lot of fun watching that story. Thank you so much, my friend. And also check out Wind in the Willows. Yeah, we talk about character building. What you saw me do right in this little bit of a session here is to do retopology in 3D code, talk about edge flows, and talk about hard surfaces, and being able to get to build a game-ready mesh. So once that game-ready mesh is built, then what happens is that we could go ahead and color the mesh and give it material and all that sort of stuff. You see me done it before in previous streams, so feel free to look through the previous streams on YouTube. I'll be back a little bit later this afternoon for sure, guys, right? So look out for me. I gotta run out now and do an errand, and we're gonna continue trying to keep the stream up and running, and us learning together how to do modeling and how to do art and how to create characters. Yeah, Mason, I'll see you later. Bye. Thanks, and if you guys want, just keep an eye for me. I'll be popping in and out throughout the day, and we'll be doing art. That's what we'll be doing. And before we go, I'm going to show you guys that character I promised. Okay, I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of concept art. Oh, I can bring it up in BREF. Okay, I'm going to bring the character up in BREF. Let's go here. A superhero character suits. Okay, so this is the character, and this is actually a model that I put into AI to get some more detail on it. Right, and right, so this is how the character kind of looks in the game, but it's updated using AI. And I came here in 3D code, and I took some of the updates. We applied some of the updates on a sculpt, and now we're doing a game ready mesh, and then we'll be coloring it. The coloring is going to be a lot of fun. That's where you do like texturing, and you get materials happening and stuff like that. Okay, guys, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Be right back. I got a split. Enjoy. And the exercise next show is in full effect, guys. So get your seat, get your popcorn, get your drinks, get whatever it is. I'll be right back, okay? See you guys a little bit later tonight. Bye-bye. Yeah, boy. Haha. Mason, see you later. Bye-bye, everybody.